What's up guys, I'm Silwolf and I have made some new furs for BooBoo. Now a few people in the BooBoo community have done this, making different furs for BooBoo to sort of like customize him a bit more. As you know, I was struggling to customize my BooBoo because I wasn't sure if a collar was a good idea in case it sort of like got in the way of the mechanism, although some people find that they work. And I wasn't really big on putting bows in BooBoo's fur or anything like that. I did find some clips and I put them in BooBoo's fur, but they didn't really look that good. So I decided to try and make my own BooBoo fur. Now, a friend in the BooBoo groups, Annie, hi Annie if you're watching, did send me a scan of the pattern that she'd made for her own BooBoo. Unfortunately, I had to upscale it, which I couldn't really do. I struggle with stuff like that. I'm not mathematically minded. So I ended up taking apart a BooBoo fur to make a pattern from it. So for those of you who don't have BooBoo, it doesn't matter if you want to copy a pattern or make a pattern from something else. You need to unpick the original pattern, which is kind of sad because you destroy it, but you don't destroy it because you can stitch it back together if you wish. It's just you've got to take it apart and then draw around it onto paper and then onto card. So this was the original one. So you can see I've taken it all apart, unpicked it like that. That's his eyes, they look weird from the inside. That's the BooBoo eyes. So that's one part of the pattern. This part is the bottom bit of the pattern. I've left a foot attached here so that I knew where to put the feet on the ones I was making. And this is what one of the feet looks like, unstitched and undone. It's a circle of sort of minky type fabric. So to make a BooBoo fur, you need these 3 pieces. So that is the main piece that I've done on card. I put, as you can see, bits here where I put the eyes in and bits where I put the feet. Now the feet on the upper part of the pattern, I actually stitch them to the lower part and then stitch it all together, so I don't really need to place the foot things here, but it was just for reference. This one here, when I first made my first BooBoo fur, I stitched these 2 together as a dart. Now this is a dart here, that's a dart, and this is not a dart. Don't sew this together, because I sewed it together and then I wondered why the bottom part of it didn't fit. So this is what the pattern for the bottom part looks like, and that's where I've marked where the feet go. And this one here is what the foot looks like. So for making his fur, I used just fur fabric, and I used glass eyes, and I also used minky for his feet. So the glass eyes, ideally you want to melt the backs of them, because when you put the eye in the fabric, first of all, it's got like a little stalk that sticks out, and you push the backing part onto it and the stalk continues to stick out, but it rubs against the head of the robot as the robot moves, and then the eye sort of wiggles about. So it's a good idea to melt these. My dad actually melted these using a hot knife over a stove so that it's pretty much flat, and then pull it in the right way. Now this was the first one I did. This is tinsel fur, and tinsel fur is a kind of fur that's got sort of tinsel-like stuff sewn into it. It doesn't come out, it's sewn into it. It's kind of like the tinsel fur on the 90s Furby special editions. The feet, I used minky with kind of a, I think they're hot pressed in, these sort of sparkly bits onto the minky for the feet. And then the eyes I got from Etsy, and they're glass eyes. And they've got, these ones have got like a rainbow sparkly thing in the back. So this was the first fur I made. This one will get a zip. I haven't given it a zip because I haven't really got a spare one. The zip from the other fur that I took off BooBoo, I used on the other fur that I've made for him, which is the one that I'll probably keep him in mostly. So when you take apart a BooBoo fur, it does come with the lining of it, and what Annie suggested, what she does, and I think this is a good idea, is to leave the lining on BooBoo, so it's easier to just slip the fur on and off. So the lining's still on there, of course it's open at the back so you can press the button, and then you just slip BooBoo into the fur. You've got to be careful when you do this, This is very hard because, of course, there's a camera in front of me. So I'm kind of... There we go. And another good idea is to make the fur a little bit bigger than the actual fur that comes with BooBoo. So here you go, BooBoo is now in the fur. And put my finger in the back, press the button. There we go. And you can see BooBoo working with this new fur on. And if you think that it's a little bit tight around the head, you can always pull it back a bit because there's a bit of space in the back here, so it doesn't impede the movements of the head too much. And there's my own sort of custom fur for BooBoo. And this will get a zip, but at the moment I'm just kind of tucking it in at the back so that it doesn't show too much. There is now fur and fluff all over the white sheet that I use for these videos. So there you go. That's the first fur for BooBoo. So I'll just pause the video and I will put on the second fur. And here is the other fur that I've done for BooBoo. So this one is a sort of a pastel rainbow. As you can see, it's very soft and fluffy. And the eyes are kind of like a purpley colour. Purple, blue and white. So that's this one. The feet are sort of sparkly purple minky. And this one, like I said, I actually put a zip on. Now, doing the zip for BooBoo is easy enough. However, you need to be very careful when you do the zip up not to catch the fur in it. Now, this one has got long hair. So just push the fur out of the way and then move the zip round like that. Also make sure that you don't get the inside of it caught in there either. Which is quite difficult with, like I said, the camera in front of me. There we go. So then when it's shut, it should theoretically be hidden by the fur. So you can't really see it. So, I don't know if I can get the button with the zip done up. I don't think I can actually. There we go, got it. It's possible. So as you can see, the fur is quite loose around BooBoo's head, and it's kind of loose around the bum as well. Let's try and get BooBoo to sort of lift his head a bit. And I've used longer fur on this. Now with the eyes, as you can see, you know, on the other BooBoo fur that I showed, the backs are the melted and everything, then they don't get in the way of the movement of BooBoo, and the eyes don't sort of wiggle about in a strange way while the fur is on. And that's how you make a BooBoo fur. Now, you don't really want to be buying furs to sort of like take apart, but a lot of people have done that because it's just easier. You can kind of make a pattern from something without taking it apart, but it's a lot harder. So if you ever want to make a pattern of something, you can take apart the original, you can stitch it back together again. But take apart the original, draw around it, make a pattern. There you go, you can make your own. So yeah, that's how you make a BooBoo fur. So whether I make any more furs for BooBoo, I'm not sure. It depends whether I can find any nice material. I'm happy with the sparkly one and the rainbow one that I've got. The sparkly one's a shorter fur, as you can see here, and the rainbow one's a longer fur. The only small thing with the longer furs, when you put BooBoo on the charging station, it may struggle to charge because it won't obviously go through all material, but you can maybe put like a slightly shorter material on the bottom of BooBoo, or you can perhaps trim it so that, you know, with clippers, so that the fur's a bit shorter on the bottom so that you can charge BooBoo on the little charging station. I haven't actually tried to charge BooBoo with this fur, but I will give it a try when the battery gets a little bit flat. But as you can see, it worked out very well. I was originally going to make this video and actually show you putting like the construction of the fur and stuff, but I thought I'd rather just talk about it because there was just stuff going on. My boyfriend was playing video games and I was just like, I'm just going to get on with this because I'm very busy at the moment with commissions and things. So yeah, I didn't have time to do a more in-depth video, but I hope you've enjoyed this video and you now know how to do it yourself. And if you've got any questions, just ask in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. So that's all for now. If you want to see more videos of BooBoo, you can click the boxes that come up below. As always, check out my Etsy New Monday. I make plushies and I do other commissions and artwork, or you can buy me a coffee on Ko-fi. It all helps if you enjoy what I do. So a link for that is also in the description. So stay safe, stay healthy, and keep being awesome. This is Silver signing off.